7:04 p.m.
Say that again. You were born?
July 26, 1999 at 7:04 p.m.
Wow. And tell everyone what your name is.
Allison Catherine Danielle Haney.
Well, that's a nice name.
When I was 9 months old, in April of 2000, when I had chicken pox and my mom took me to the doctor, the doctor said that my Hep B shot was temporarily suspended and I needed to get one. And then my mom didn't think it was a very good idea, but then I got it anyways, and my mom held me down. And then 2 weeks later, I regressed into autism. And by 23, and I was hospitalized for metabolic condition. From 4 to 6 years, 23 months, I was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. And 18 years old today, I'm diagnosed with a mitochondrial disease, complex 4. And 7 years old, I was getting IVs from the doctor that helped me function. When I was 8 years old, I was placed on Lupron by a doctor. And then that doctor got suspended.
Can you tell them about how your medical records were stolen by the Maryland Licensing Board and its contents were published online?
Yeah. Mommy, they stole my medical records from Mommy and me.
From Dr. Geyer's office.
From Dr. Geyer's office and published them online. And it's why he got suspended.
Well, he got suspended because certain people were after him.
Yep.
But he was a wonderful doctor, and I'm sure he still is. We haven't seen him in a few years.
We haven't seen him in a few years because the vaccination suspended. And I now go to a genetic test down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's not say the name of the doctor, though, okay?
Okay.
And how do you feel today? Now you're 18 years old. How are you feeling?
Good.
You're very, very clever.
Yep. And I now work at Aubrey's restaurant.
Aubrey's?
Yep.
And what do they do? What do you do in the restaurant?
Food prep.
Wonderful.
Chicken, broccoli, pasta, and seafood.
Good for you.
Yep.
And are they kind to you there?
Yep.
That's fantastic, Allie. We're so pleased for you. You
Thank
tell
you.
your story so well.
Thank you.
So, when you were 9 months old, you caught chickenpox or before?
I got chickenpox before I got vaccinated.
So when you were vaccinated, did you have chickenpox or you just finished having chickenpox?
Finished having chickenpox.
And they wanted to give you the Hep B, but what did you say about it being discontinued?
They had temporarily suspended it in 1999. I believe, and all the dates start running together, but I believe Simpsonwood had something to do with the temporary suspension. And then suddenly it became available again. And the doctor felt it important that she get caught up. And I even, because I was adamantly pro-vaccine, I had friends that questioned vaccine safety, and I would hold my kids down and laugh at with the doctor about my granola friends. So no one was more pro-vaccine than I was. And I read over the fact sheet, and I even said, she's still got some scabs from these chicken pox. You think we should wait? No, she'll be fine. And within 2 weeks, she weaned from the breast. She stopped eating. She stopped pulling up. She was cruising furniture. She had 3 appropriate babbles. She would see her dad and say, Dada. We had this little game called Tickle Bug, where I would come in and say Tickle Bug, and she would laugh and say Ta-ta. And then whenever she wanted to nurse or have a bottle, she would say Ba-ba. At 9 months old, it was very typical. She did not even babble again until 18 months.
My babbles for at 18 months was diddle-little.
And she said nothing but diddle-little until 2.5 years old, when her speech pathologist, very wonderful lady, Vicki Barnes, said, have you ever thought about trying anything biomedical with her? Because, as a speech pathologist, she can't medically advise, but she had some books in her library and said, why don't you take a look at these? And I read about the gluten casein-free diet and thought it was snake oil. Because again, I was so staunchly, pro whatever the doctor said. And we'd run out of milk 2 or 3 days before payday. And we were I had her sitting with me while I was pulling weeds, and she grabbed me by the hand. This was after over 6 months of therapy. No progress. She looked me in the eyes and said, bye-bye. Meaning she wanted to go inside is what I took it as. So from then on, I remembered she had not had milk in a few days. And I immediately put her on the gluten casein-free diet, and within 2 months, she had over 100-word vocabulary.
Are you still on the gluten-free, casein-free diet?
I'm just gluten-free now,
Gluten-free.
with no restrictions.
I think she cheats on the gluten-free diet a little bit, don't you, Allie?
Yeah, and I've been playing the game since I was 3.5 years by the awesome teacher Caroline Peck. Helped me point and take turns with other kids.
Well done. Well, that's a hard thing to do, even at our age.
Yeah.
Take turns with anyone. So I just want to ask your mummy a couple of questions. So when you say you were pro-vaccine, what do you think it is that made you, me, and all the others that were like that so blindfolded, blinkered, that the doctors were semi-gods in a way, that everything they said must be true, and that we didn't even question it, and we questioned so many other things with our children, car seats, cot mattresses, you name it.
Right.
What on earth do you think that's about?
I think for me, it was having a grandmother that was an LPN from the 1960s. Her sister was an RN from the 1960s. My mother is an RN. She got her diploma in 1983, and in that day and age, the RN was the subservient to the medical doctor. So whatever they said went, and that was my culture. That was what I was brought up in.
Did you know, going back 18 years, anyone that didn't vaccinate?
I did. I had 2 or 3 friends that didn't vaccinate. They were I called them my granola friends. Pro co-sleeping, pro breastfeeding, kind of the extreme of everything. And then I ended up breastfeeding a child to 2.5 years old because I had read breastfeeding might prevent autism. So as far as I was concerned, she was going to college on the boob. That's what it took. But I knew them, but they seemed so extreme. I didn't give them a thought of day.
So you did everything your doctor told you to do, even holding, as Allie explains herself, that your mummy held you down for the Hep B vaccine. Yeah. Why do you think the Hep B vaccine was a good idea then, or did you just not think?
Ignorance, sheer ignorance. The idea that a 9-month-old being breastfed by a monogamous mother, a monogamous father, is just insane. I mean, that is only spread through sexual contact, sharing of IV drugs. Her father nor myself used IV drugs, but I was so ignorant, it didn't matter to me. I didn't take the time to research any of that. But there was absolutely no reason for her to have a Hep B. She wasn't in daycare. Even if you are in daycare, the chances of getting hepatitis B are so complete. I think I read one case in literature somewhere, but there was absolutely no reason for her to have had the Hep B.
And you will have no more vaccines ever?
Nope, no more vaccines ever.
Good for you. What would you like to do when you're older? What's your favourite thing to do? What would you like to do as a job?
I'm gonna teach the little ones.
Are you going to look after the little ones?
Yep, at preschool.
That's a wonderful thing for you to do.
Yep, and I'm gonna teach them how to share and take turns, an alphabet, the spelling and counting, and all those things. Pre-K grade level. And when I have kids one day, I'm gonna put plug covers in.
What's a plug cover?
It's so that babies or toddlers wouldn't get into it.
Oh, covers in plugs. I got it. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And so you love little babies?
Yes.
That's wonderful, Allie. That's wonderful. You're doing so well. Now, what would your advice be to other people that have had a diagnosis of autism? How can you help them? What would be a good thing for you to say to them?
Do not give your child a shot again.
Oh, to the parents, yes, good idea. That's a good one. Do you
Yeah.
hear that, peeps? Don't give your child a shot again. I think they know that.
Yeah.
But it's very good advice.
Yeah.
So what do you have planned for the future for because we're all quite vulnerable, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And my plan is whatever Allie wants in life, as long as she is consenting to whatever it is. The sky's the limit for her. We have come so far with her. I think biomedical gave her body the chance to begin to heal. And I think we have been just so extremely blessed with teachers and speech pathologists. On the way over here, she was talking about her 4-year-old autism teacher, Paula Gumpman, and her speech pathologist, Kelly Covington.
Yeah.
And they are a married couple, and she says they are her aunts. And I said they deserve to be called honorary aunts for all they've done for you.
Yeah.
And so I feel like whatever in this world she wants to do, I want to support her to do that.
Yeah.
Now, what are the best things that have helped you get it better from the vaccine injury? What things have been really good for you?
IVs, glutathione, and Lupron.
What's Lupron?
It's a miracle drug shot for autism to help through to get rid of the puberty in 8-year-olds.
Do you care if I explain it a little bit better?
Yeah.
Or not that you didn't do good, you did wonderfully, but just explain a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Dr. Geyer had developed some studies that found that excess testosterone could be contributing to autism, and he began giving Lupron to suppress testosterone in children when it was too high. Primarily boys, because mostly boys have autism. And what he found was that the vast majority of the children that got it stopped becoming aggressive. When you see aggression in pubescent children, it just kind of puts an end to it. For Allie, we had multiple signs of precocious puberty in her, being a female, and so we gave her a daily injection of Lupron to try and put off her puberty a little bit longer. And we saw a huge cognitive improvement over the 2 years that she was on the protocol.
Yeah.
Now, and how important was diet for you when you were younger? Special
It
diet.
helped me with the words. It was very important for me, for my mother.
She still struggles with her diet. She's extremely restrictive.
Now, when for the people with autism that can't speak very well, Allie, what is it like? Can you remember what it's like when you couldn't get the words out like you can now? Can you try and describe what that was like to help other people?
No. It was like nonverbal and all those grunts and moans and all that. When they're angry or sad or happy, things like, or happy voices coming out of the mouth, not be able to speak.
Yeah. You describe that very, very well.
Yeah.
And when you're angry or sad, what makes you happy? How can we help people become happy when they're angry and sad?
Their comfort stuff, or give them a warm bath.
Yes, I know about that one. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And just things that they love.
Yep.
And so some of the things that you love Barney the dinosaur.
And I love Teletubbies and Little Critter and Phineas and Ferb and Shrek and Leapfrog and all my faves that I grew up with those years.
Can you tell her your favorite pet?
My favorite pet is Sylvester,
And what's Sylvester? Am I supposed to
a
know that?
biocolor cat.
Oh, yeah.
Tuxedo.
Cool.
He has half a mustache on his nose.
Well, Allie, do you know that we know the man that wrote Shrek?
Yeah.
We know who that is.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get him to sign something for you. You're listening, Jocelyn? Ask him. I know you might be there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah? How about that?
Good.
I think we should do that because he'll be really, really, really happy if he's watching this to know that you love the film that he wrote.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a deal. And I know that he watches these films.
Yep.
So I think he'll be very happy that you said Shrek.
Yep. And I also love Land Before Time. And it's about the dinosaurs. And dinosaurs was banished in 65 million years ago from the earth.
Thank God. Eh?
Yeah. So we live in and don't get eaten by dinosaurs.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And when an asteroid hit the dinosaurs 65 million years ago, they were making a new world, a new earth for us to live in.
I think you would get on very well with a young man called Will Chollock. Does everybody else agree? I think you'd get on very well with. He's clever like you. Now, what is your big dream? If you could wave a magic wand, what would you like to see happen?
Me going to the beach with Grandma.
You want to go to the beach with Grandma?
Yeah.
Tell her which grandma.
Is that important?
Yeah.
For Mercer Mayer's books, Grandma and Me.
Yeah. And my grandma, and for her to walk in the sand with me.
Do you mean Mama or Grandma the character?
Grandma the character.
Okay.
And
so this is a book, yes?
Yeah.
And she's actually Facebook friends with the author Mercer Mayer.
Yeah.
You are? That's cool.
And I have been to birthday parties over the years.
Can I tell her about your make-believe life? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Allie, as she's gotten older, struggles with social things as we all do. And she has developed this very detailed make-believe life. And one of those is Grandma Critter and the different characters from the different things. And I will oftentimes find her in her room. She makes them. We should have brought some, Allie, paper people.
Yeah, and my friend and sometimes I make Sissy out of paper too.
Yeah.
My little sister and big sis, and my cousin I also love is Maya. I'm excited about going to her birthday this Sunday.
And that's your cousin?
Yep.
So, Allie, who is your best friend?
Brooke.
And who's Brooke?
My friend from preschool.
Oh, wonderful. And you're still friends now?
Yep.
And does she live near you?
She lives in South Knoxville.
Is that near?
It's south of here. It's on the other side of the river. Brooke has autism like Allie does.
And what do you two like doing the best together?
We watch movies together.
And what does she like watching?
Disney.
Does she? That's wonderful.
Yep, so do I. And Brooke would watch those over and over again.
You know, Allie, it's truly our honor to meet you.
Thank you.
Really a wonderful, wonderful. Now, do you remember I said when you sat down here that there would be people from all over the world that were going to send you hearts?
Yeah.
Are you ready to see those hearts?
Yes.
Okay, just 1 second. I'm going to turn them around. I'm going to start with Periscope. I'm going to turn it around like this. And do you see those hearts there? And it says, we are Vaxxed. They can't do coloured hearts, but they can send you big red hearts there.
Wow.
Look at all those hearts.
Yeah.
And they are sending them to you now to tell you how much they love you.
Yep, thank you.
See? And they'll always be here for you, Allie.
Yeah.
Always. And here's we are Vaxxed. Here, do you see the red ones coming across?
Yes.
And look, they're sending red ones here.
Thank you.
Yeah, because they genuinely do absolutely love you.
Yes.
All right? So you always remember that we're here if you need us.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to turn that back round again. See, they're still coming, and maybe your mum can show them back. If you're ever feeling sad, you can go back and have a look at those hearts to remember how many people love you.
Okay.
Now, is there anything else you both would like to add to this story?
No.
I would like to say something. I am now a new nurse practitioner, a family nurse practitioner. I'm still waiting on my license to get approved in Nashville. If anyone's watching, please approve. But, you know, all this controversy about vaccines, to me, there's one thing that whether you were staunchly pro-vaccine or diametrically anti-vaccine, there is no reason why 100% of the healthcare professionals are not coming together and demanding that a researcher who says the CDC has shredded data, has altered data, there is no reason why 100% of us cannot come together and demand that something be done, demand that hearings are heard. As a provider, I use evidence-based care to try and make sure that all my patients receive the best quality care. If that evidence is biased, if that evidence has been changed, doctored, any of that, that now means that when I walk in my patient's room, I don't know whether or not the evidence is the best evidence for my patient. So there should not be a medical doctor, a doctor of osteopathy, a nurse practitioner, a CNA, whoever, that should be opposed to legitimate inquiry as to why the CDC is shredding and altering and paying off falsified data.
Okay.
Do you agree with that, Allie Cat?
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else you want to say, Allie? They're
Sure.
still sending you hearts. You're going to have to
People.
watch this.
Who watches this, follow me and thank me for
How can
coming.
they do that? Is there a way?
She's on Facebook.
Yep.
Is Allie Cat.
Yep.
ALLI?
IECAT.
Yep. Mm.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that's what we have it on there.
Yeah.
Allie Cat, and the parent does monitor whatever's on there. For
Yeah.
any freak out there that wants to try anything, I'm watching you.
And
Who loves this mama?
people need to teach me the different languages from different countries.
You want to learn different languages?
Yep.
What's the best language? What's the first language you want to learn?
Spanish.
You want to learn Spanish? Any of you Spanish-speaking peeps out there that's kind, you don't want to mess with this mother. I think she's made that clear. And you don't want to mess with the peeps either, just so you know the peeps have got this mother's back. So if you're there and you're watching,
Yeah.
Allie is fully protected by all of us. Allie, you are truly, truly amazing. Everybody absolutely loves you. Now, have you signed the bus?
No.
You signed it for us and sent us a picture, and I was trying to find it before you all came down. I don't even remember
Well,
what the number
good
is.
luck with
I
that.
know.
I know.
It's somewhere on here.
Yeah, it could be anywhere.
Okay.
All right, well, look, everybody wants you to know how much they love you, Allie,
Okay. Love you.
and they love you too. So that was a lovely